All of this footage in the video is performed by my local AI-powered Minecraft bot, not by a real human. So I've been making a lot of shorts about this lately, and I wanted to do a bit more of a deep dive into how exactly this is working. So I'll start out by talking about the architecture of this project a little bit. So the first thing is the local AI. This is running a Quen, I think 0.8 billion parameter model locally on my device. So that's a pretty small local AI model that probably most consumer hardware can run. You know, a lot of these models like Claude or the newer GPT models, these run entirely on the cloud, and they don't release how many parameters they are, but it's expected to, be quite a bit, probably, in the thousands of billions of parameters, which is a very big number, but needless to say, this is a very small, lightweight one. And primarily what it's being used for is the semantic processing of the command I give it. So if you look at the top left corner of the screen, I have a little kind of debugging overlay, and that shows exactly what's happening in this local AI Minecraft bot. So I'm giving it the command, make an iron pickaxe from scratch. And the first thing that happens is that goes directly to the Quen model that's running locally, and it's essentially doing a semantic processing of that, trying to extract from the text what is the desired end state and what are the goals to get there. And you can see right below that, from that message, it's semantically processing, okay, you're desiring for me, the bot, to craft a specific item, and it can tell that that's an iron pickaxe. So then what happens next is there's an orchestrator, which has access to a lot of predefined Baritone routines. So a lot of this overlay you're seeing on the screen is from Baritone itself, which is a free tool that's lets you interact with Minecraft programmatically. It's pretty low level, so you may have seen a lot of videos out there like Claude versus ChatGPT versus Grok play Minecraft, or I let all these AIs play Minecraft. And usually what those videos are doing is they're using a different tool called Mindflayer, which is a different architecture. I tried playing around with that a bit, and ultimately I found it was pretty weak, especially at more long horizon tasks like this one that require a ton of steps in order to achieve the goal. So I felt like it was a little gimmicky, not really suited to my use case, because what I'm trying to build is an AI powered bot that can actually play Minecraft. So all of the execution being done here is with Baritone itself, not with Mindflayer or anything else like that. Okay, so now let's talk about these predefined routines a bit. So essentially, when you're given a task like make an iron pickaxe from scratch, there's a lot of steps needed for that, right? You need to, first gather wood to make a crafting table, and then, stone to make a stone axe, because you need that to be able to mine the iron and eventually make a furnace. And then you have to actually find the iron itself, which is, kind of difficult. Oh, I guess one other thing to mention is this is an omniscient bot. So it's not just taking in whatever data is visible. It's taking in all the world data. So essentially you can think of it as it has built-in X-ray. Like it can know that, 50 blocks away there is some iron. And we see it just made an iron pick. So this next clip is a similar, somewhat difficult task that involves multiple steps. And in this one, I'm asking it to kill the iron golem from scratch and collect its iron. So this one involves some strategy, like you need to tower up a little bit in order to hit it without it hitting you back. And here you can see a little bit of kind of the visual bugs in this, where it's not actually looking at the block it's breaking sometimes. That's an issue I'm still trying to figure out. Also, some of these things, I don't know exactly, why it's choosing to break the planks versus the logs. That might be something I need to tidy up a bit in the routines. But again, it's following the same path where it knows generally the first step, in any major task when you have an empty inventory, is to collect wood, because wood is, kind of a base item in the game that you need to craft, future things. another thing I'd like to add is maybe some more kind of nuance on this. Like, it would be kind of helpful if it looked in the chest. Maybe there was already some good items that were helpful there. But to be fair, I am just giving it one specific task here, to kill an iron golem. I do have another video where I ask it to loot all of the chests in a village, and it can do that. But it seems to be a little bit of a kind of one-track mind. When I give it a task, it doesn't yet have the capability to think, hey, maybe I should, check what's in these chests if it will help me in, achieving my goal. But nothing to worry about there. So I believe what it's doing now is trying to locate the iron golem. Again, like I said earlier, it has this sort of omniscient knowledge where it knows exactly where all the, mob entities are and, where specific blocks are. So again, this overlay you see with the lines is Baritone. It's, navigating to the iron golem. And let's see, in the bottom of the debug, you can see the threat. So this shows a lot of the nearby entities when we play at night. It'll show like zombies or something like that. Right now it's detecting the iron golem as a threat. And now it's trying to find a site to pillar up. So I tried initially like having it attack the iron golem first, run away, and then tower, but it seems to do better when it towers first right next to it, which sometimes doesn't work because the iron golem walks away. But in this case, it was pretty successful. So it's going ahead and killing the iron golem. So these two skills were pretty successful. I'm going to show you one more skill after it collects the iron right here, and then maybe talk a little bit more about the model. Now, this next task proved to be a lot harder, even though in many ways it's a very simple task. It doesn't involve a whole ton of strategy. I'm just asking it to shoot out all the pillars, all the end pillars, or all the end crystals on top of the end pillars in a normal end run. And I thought it would do really well at this task, since I think Baritone can just, automatically calculate the angle to aim at in order to hit a target, a specific distance away, and it knows all of that. And it does hit some of the pillars, but surprisingly there were quite a bit of failures here. You see it just hit that pillar. One of the biggest issues I encountered on making this was running away from a lot of the dragon's breath. Because if you stand stationary for a long time in the end, eventually the Ender Dragon will, hit you with its dragon's breath, which is not optimal. But that kind of led to it constantly running around, even though it is still hitting a lot of these end crystals. I think some of them are slightly out of render distance, so they don't show up perfectly. And then the other issue here was the end crystals surrounded by the kind of iron fence were a lot harder to hit, and the bot has to move to a specific position in order to hit them. So for getting this to work, what I basically did is I ran, a bunch of different simulations with kind of fine-tuned parameters in order to see, which one would work best, and ultimately this one did work best. So that's, I guess, another thing I should probably clarify about the model. When I say local AI powered, like at the beginning, the local AI is not actually, giving all these specific commands. It's kind of just getting the semantic meaning and then choosing the relevant, sequence of, runtime, execution things we have pre-made. And part of the reason for doing this is local AI, even though, it's a lot faster than, kind of cloud AI, you can still have like pretty long delays between, sending a message and getting a response. Sometimes on something like ChatGPT, right, it can be like 0.2 seconds. And, local AI is even faster. But for a game like Minecraft, where some stuff needs to have, super pinpoint accuracy time-wise, that simply doesn't cut it. Especially for combat, like fighting against a zombie or whatnot. So that's kind of the idea of why we have this architecture. So these 3 clips I thought were pretty interesting. If you're interested in seeing more, you can let me know in the comments, what you'd like me to try to get this local AI bot to do. Thank you so much.